a lot of the players. Most notably Shaun. He was, you know, tearing up the tracks even back in the day, and I expect him to continue to carry on that trend, if I'm being perfectly honest. You've also got Luke, who has made a name for himself, very much so, among the time trial scene, and he's also managed to carry that over to the Wi-Fi scene as well. So I'm expecting to see some incredible plays as well from him. But in general, the UK has always had pretty decent team synergy, is something that I've noticed. I've never actually been a part of the UK team myself, because my synergy's a little bit on the rusty side.
Sure.
I'd like to say. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, tell me more about the Germany lineup, because I'm interested to hear about
that. I'm curious on Jaggy's thoughts here. Germany, of course, a huge. You know, they came into this World Cup like, you know, at a debatable seed, right? Talk to us maybe about your thoughts on the Germany roster here, which you might notice some differences in past Germany rosters we've seen.
Of course, past Germany rosters, we had the likes of Nero, Samuel, Racer, a couple of those players, but they're not in the community right now. They're throwing out a lineup of Crash, Kevin, K, Nico, and Paul. And the one notable player, though, I want to note is K. Coming back to the community, also a very strong player. I think he's going to be able to give Germany that tertiary running presence. Actually, Nico could be that too, but they kind of lacked a fourth runner. Maybe Lucid, you could say, is that person, but I still think they lack that. But having K come in, I think will give Germany that solidity in the front four. And against a strong team like UK, who has 4 very capable runners, I do think that the return of K was actually a very, very needed situation. They do have Paul bagging actually instead of Jiren, which is very interesting. I know Paul bagged every here and then for Moonblast, and he did okay, but he wasn't known to be a bagger. I'm not sure how much Paul has actually practiced, but I find that very interesting that he's going to be coming in for Jiren.
Yeah, I think that's fair. In fact, I saw that roster too before this and was questioning, you know, what was up with that. You know, post their match versus Norway yesterday, they decided it was best to make some roster decisions. Apparently, Paul has played in a good amount of scrims as the bagger for Germany here, even in comparison to Jiren. So they felt it was best to be able to go with that roster switch up. So we'll be seeing that here as these players get ready.
I'm excited to see this because both teams are throwing out their best lineup on paper. So it's going to be an absolute dogfight, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen.
We'll find out soon how it pans out. It's going to be UK's very own Luke who's able to set the tone for us here as we get started. Race 1's going to be on Mushroom Gorge here. Mushroom Gorge. I'm always curious as to people's takes on this. Your guys' thoughts maybe on. I'm not sure if Luke has history here as being very, you know, capable, but certainly able to start off this race in first place. Ooh,
I mean, it's a fairly easy. Oh yeah, K right away got the draft and with the nanos, but it's a fairly easy track to drive. There's not really much tech involved besides maybe doing like the task app or something. We see a snipe coming in. I believe that was from either Shaun or someone else from UK, but. Taking out one of the German players, accidentally getting Luke in the crossfire, but he only spun out, so it's not a huge deal. I'm not sure if that was a UK or a Germany bomb, though. But we'll see K getting taken out. I'm not sure if that was from a snipe, but right away the spot's changing hands. I think it's a... Is it a top 2 for Jur now?
It looks like it. It looks like you've got UK following up on 3-4. But the thing about this track is that it's anyone's game. It's actually really great that you start on this one because all of the spots aren't really predetermined, and like being at the front is just so, I want to say just like 50-50, because it all comes down to like if the shark hits you, like you see right there, how you spin out on the mushrooms. And you can either make or break your race because this track's got some of the worst respawns in the game.
And if Chuck must come in dodging, I believe it was Kevin. I'm not sure if it was a Germany shock or Kevin predicting it, because if it was a Germany top 2, I'm saying if, then it was a UK shock. Yeah. But I believe Kevin just predicted that one. And we have seen Kevin in the past predicting shocks on several occasions. So he's a very smart player in terms of that. So it looks to me like it's still going to be a Germany top 2 if it's first now.
Yeah, we'll see how it pans out here for Germany is, I mean, we're seeing green
No
thrown back
battle
here.
glitch, kind of
No battle glitch,
annoying.
unfortunately, to see what's happening, yeah. I think basically it should be a pretty simple ending from the screens out in perspective. We're going to be able to see here. Red does come out,
no,
maybe,
what?
no.
Flairy.
It's going to not land on Kevin. In fact, no, Flairy's going to be taken out towards the end, I think, and maybe get 4th, 5th. It's not quite certain. Still a bit of a question mark as to who got first. I think it might have been
It was
Germany, though. Yeah.
Germany, yeah. Luke managed to follow up on second. We actually had Flairy in first there. We actually assumed that we had a top 2 by Germany throughout most of that race. So Kevin definitely predicted that shot for sure.
Yeah, so it was actually it was UK in first, Germany in second when the shock came in. So interesting that a lap 2 shock happened, considering that the spots are relatively mixed. And so a shock from either side could have TS'd either Kevin or the UK player in first, I believe, who got TS'd. I don't know if it was that, but yeah, I mean, it was a relatively mixed race going into that, and Germany getting the better of the exchange.
Still a relatively, like, even affair, right? Like, not anyone
really even.
too overwhelmingly taking that one.
I was expecting a much more fatal shock, if I'm honest. I think only top 4 were on the mushrooms when the shock struck lap 2, and I'm just so used to seeing like the whole of the route in that section, because you can literally completely change the tide of the race with the lightning on that one.
Yeah.
It seemed to be pretty beneficial for the UK players, that shock there, because they managed to hold their ground. Obviously, the red at the end was really unfortunate for Flairy, but still a winning race for UK.
Yeah, so I'm gonna make sure I completely keep a hawk eye on the spots because of no battle glitch, because I got confused there. So
Yeah.
So we'll see BC3 coming out. This is another track in which spots can change hands at any given moment, and the spots are mixed right now. So I don't think either team is going to be favored to block the cut or unblock it unless something drastic happens within the spots.
We'll go ahead and get this one started here. Luke starting off in a solid spot in 3rd, 4th, but of course those shrooms, pesky as they are, you'll want to be able to nab onto one of them for maybe the shortcut, or triple reds in Luke's case works out plenty fine. You're able to.
Do you know if anybody from UK are persistent or actually consistent at the
Ultra? No, not sure myself. I would not be surprised if we had one of the members able. Yeah. We do see one from UK at least unblocking the shortcut. So yeah, a couple players, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, keep them coming. A couple players going to be able to take the shortcut from there.
Indeed, of course, we cannot see who took the cut, but is he getting another back spam on the Nico here? I would have liked to see it, although maybe it's smart to keep this red just in case somebody comes at you, shrooms up, and then chains reds. But that is Flairy behind him, so it won't matter.
Reds also on this track are very hit or miss. It's so easy to just drift towards the walls to get them to crack. So that ending straight is like the best area to take someone out, for sure.
Yeah.
Pretty decent power, all things considered.
Yeah, Kevin got target powered and as a result also gets squished by the Thwomp. A double whammy there. I would assume I think UK have the better of, actually no, Germany have the better of the spots right now.
Yeah.
We do see Luke in the back,
But of course, anything can really change on this track.
I think potentially a top 3 for Germany, but I could be wrong.
We'll see if it's able to pan out here. Of course, we do see Kevin with a Thundercloud here. Triple Shrooms isn't going to really do him too many favors.
No, 1, 3, 4, or 1, 3 actually. Bomb coming up.
And the bomb to add on to that, why not? Yeah. Last lap here. And we'll see what the implications of a potential shock are. I can't really even tell from the mini-map how the status of that is. Golden Mushroom here for Kevin is maybe able to do something for him going into the shortcut.
Somebody makes the Ultra, and that's in first right now. We'll have to see later on who that was. I would assume that nobody has a shock, I don't think.
Oh, honey, no. That's just not going to be it. Yeah.
No.
Well,
maybe they were holding the shock, hoping that they could use the shortcut.
No, nobody has it because they both the baggers both fell off a few seconds ago. I think maybe somebody has it now.
Blue shell spams. There's only one funky hit. I don't know if that was intentional or not. We'll see what effect that has if that's able to get them before the line. No, that doesn't. Just barely. Okay.
Pretty unfortunate item pulls from Luke that race. Like, could have pulled shrooms in much better spots, but pulled a blooper and a pow and a blue. all in succession.
Blue, like single shroom too. Yeah, wasn't what you like to see. I don't think we saw the shock there at all. So interesting to see. BC3, I feel like, is a very
does Kevin have battle glitch? Or did we see it for the split? Yeah, that was Xander making Ultra in lap 3, by the way. So that was huge for UK. Had that not happened, it could have been maybe a 1-3 for Germany in that case. So good for him to change the tables.
Oh, absolutely.
But yeah, if Kevin does have Battle Glitch, I feel like it would be better for us to focus on him more or less.
Sure. Yeah. I think we're more than able to do that. I think the score also is, I think, hovering around 67 to 55. I could be a little bit off on that.
67-0. We got a blowout so far going out for UK.
67 to 55, I think. Yeah, that should be the score right now. So a 12-point differential is all that holds these two teams. We didn't get the chance to go over it too much going into the races, but you know, the implications of this has kind of been seen as the group of death in a lot of respects, and the implications of this match for what this will do for the group. Germany having lost to Norway, it's a lot.
Absolutely, yeah. And Germany, if they lose out against UK, then we saw against Italy that if they lost, they still had the chance if they didn't lose by a huge margin. But UK are going to be 2-0, and they're going to have to depend on UK to lose another match, or to lose their third match if Germany lose this one, assuming that they do. But if UK win and they win their next one, then Germany are out completely.
Yeah.
So the match implications are huge, and we see Flairy right away schlagging, attempting to get one of the Germany players, not connecting. I think he makes the rock anyway.
You could see he really wanted to get that rock, but just couldn't afford the chance that, especially.
Well, no, Crash did make it after the schlag attempt. Like that was really good for Crash.
Yeah, Crash able to basically carry them into top 2 at this point, top 3, right? I mean, top spot's a nice back trail here. Top spots aren't the greatest here to be holding on to necessarily, but these triple reds are so perfect. Maybe Flairy also pulls a pair of his own.
Manages to hit him though.
What?
On the off chance there.
Whoa.
Yeah, don't really know how that happened. Manages to barely evade. No, never mind.
No, with the pass at the last second.
That works out better than it could have done.
Shaun made it. Shaun actually made it though.
Yeah.
And I imagine Kevin in that situation was maybe wondering if that maybe is telling him holding on to the Mega, because Shaun being in this shortcut, right? And that opportunity to call a shot, the only person able to get into a top spot here and not using the Mega, maybe telling, or maybe it's just, no, the Bill gets him out of that. That's perfect for Luke. We'll go ahead.
This was a good situation for Jur, assuming that they're in first. They could just TS the UK players going for cut, but then that Bill from Luke was absolutely huge. Changes the complexion of the race. Shot coming in from,
and I think that gets Shaun off. Luke just gets the shroom, maybe able to save this team here.
That is big.
Has to wait.
Sitting here.
Takes it.
So drop him off in second, potentially third, depending on where the rest of the races are.
Oh, that's huge.
That fib is perfect.
Huge.
Huge fib. Will it be able to follow up? Flairy gets into fourth. There's Kevin. He doesn't get the standstill mini turbo. That's it for Luke. He's going to fill it. And that fib being absolutely perfect.
Genius fib play right there from that player. Impressive. Almost impossible to avoid it. It seemed like he would have needed to not get the boost at all, because it was just right in his line.
What a tight race. So many things happening. Germany somehow able to hold on to their top 2 on a race and a track that you seriously wouldn't expect it. But given, I think, that German shot coming out, something happening off screen was Kevin actually dodging the star as well. So
here's the thing. Luke waited. I mean, I don't know if it's faster, because he sat there for a good 3-4 seconds before taking the cut. And of course, hindsight is 20/20. But in that case, if you just pull the shroom after shock, you could just say, just keep going forward there. But of course, hindsight is 20/20.
What do you think about the play of the use of the Mega at the start of lap 3 to try and get him to use his build early? Do you reckon that would have been the best opportunity, or should he have held that possibly to try and predict that dodge that was coming out later?
Okay, if Germany already had the shock, then I think it was a misplay. Or maybe they were planning on shocking there anyway, like he was planning on schlagging for a bit, then shocking. Although it wouldn't be smart, because it would get the dodges out of them. I think just hold that in that case if it was Germany shock, if they already had it in that case.
Yeah.
Of course, I don't think he could have predicted the Bill coming in that instance, but yeah, it's hard to say if they had the shock right then and there. I don't think he would have used the Mega if they had the shock. Maybe it was just pulled after that.
That's what I'm
But
thinking.
yeah, DKS coming in now.
Well, of course, I think Team Germany really loves this track, just from having talked with and played with Crash before. Really big on this track in general. Very, of course. I mean, all players in this room are going to be adept at the double shortcut at this level of play, but of course, with Germany top 3, like this.
I like the shroom usage. Well, I mean, I like it initially because top 3 for Germ. Maybe no.
Okay, well,
I was.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing because, like, generally you really like to see the double shortcut and DK Summit used when you have top spots. That way, like, the opposing team can't just as easily ram into you to, like, block you from doing the shortcut if you have top spots. But I think Luke had that in mind, or maybe didn't really know what to do with that, and maybe, mental flub.
Usually you don't want to spam your shrooms, but in that case, Germany top 3, I think Luke's mindset was to just use all 3 of his shrooms, get a fib or a banana, and just immediately block the double and go for it himself, but he kind of flubbed, and I don't know, fell off the track in that case. I'm not sure what happened there.
Luchel immediately comes out, I think, after UK takes the double shortcut. That should be Shaun getting hit here. Doesn't get crashed in it. Germany top 2 bagger comes out.
Squashing Kevin, fantastic.
Perfect. We'll see if the shock comes in. Of course, Kevin being so popular for it. Kevin trying to slow down. I don't know if the shock will happen in time.
1-3 for Germany going into these this little hump section here. The spots are mixed. It's a 2-4-5-6 or 2-4-5 for UK actually. It all depends on the double here. UK all go for it, and I don't think Germany do, so that's going to favor UK here in this case. Nico does go for it.
Okay, makes it. Did we see Crash fall off there or something? Before towards the double, I'm not sure, but
yeah, he did. He did.
Yeah, he fell off pad around a first place spot. I think that's going to be a UK winning race.
Yep. All 3 of UK making it in mid spots. That was absolutely vital.
I think Germany had the shock, or they didn't have it, or no one had it in that regard. But maybe they were planning on holding it just to see if they could run it out. But I think all of the UK doing the double at that point was like a game changer.
Yeah, I couldn't tell. I mean, from Kevin kind of slowing down towards the lap 3 cannon, it felt like maybe he was trying to coordinate something with the Germany member behind him.
And you know, I think remember seeing all those dropped items before the double?
Yeah.
I think it was, I looked in chat. Apparently it was the PAL that killed Crash, and yeah, that was the reason. There was a drop green, a couple drop nanas.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that was the reason for Crash failing there. That was huge.
PALs in that area are just awful in general, though, because like you just have to make that really quick split-second decision as to whether you should slow down, adapt to the PAL, and go for the double anyway, or if it's better to just play it safe and go for the single and possibly Crash, knowing that the stakes were high. Felt like he needed to go for the double, and it just flunked with his speed just a tad too bad.
Yeah, and I think you're in some respects you're even fortunate if it reaches that kind of binary. A lot of, well, actually not even a lot of times, but sometimes there's just POWs that just hit you, and you are left with no decision.
Essentially, yeah.
Especially because of the kind of like bumps beforehand, you might have gotten a trick that kind of puts you in an awkward position that doesn't let you react as quickly. It's a very difficult place to be around, and simply very difficult to react to in some instances. Germany take the loss, UK up by 10 after that.
All things considered, a very tight GP with like a lot of swaying from left to right. Like we had a GV race where UK were up top, and then Germany managed to pull it back up, and then that play with the Mega and the Bill situation just completely turned the table. So
yeah,
they're definitely not out of it.
Yeah, we've had MG, GV, BC3, all tracks in which spots change hands at every lap. And DKS, for the most part, it was Germany running up for the most part, and then UK just sneaking it up in the end. But spots have changed hands quite a lot so far. This is very back and forth.
Ooh.
That's for BC.
I think UK really like this track, if I'm being perfectly honest. There's a lot of UK favorability for this one. Just because it's so running oriented. Absolutely, you can coordinate some great team play with like double backing the turns here. So third place from UK burning out. So in a track like this where you want to get up there, get the draft, get up there early. Well, UK does also get a couple drafts up anyway, so they're going to maintain top spots. Kevin trying to schlag for the split second. Yeah, he opts not to overcommit because UK are still top 2 in this case. they need to hold on to that top 2 as much as possible and work. Yeah, see, like
I like the double back.
There,
I love the double back.
Really
I love
nice.
seeing it in this match. Doesn't connect on anybody, but it's still good.
We'll see how it pans out. Of course, for Kevin, doesn't really get the item box, but still has plenty protecting Bill coming in. They'll have to watch out for that a little bit. But
I think the UK's plan is just to get up there. You've got a blue in the air straight away at the 40-odd second mark, which isn't too bad because it's immediately followed up by multiple UK players, so they're not going to get combo too heavily. So it puts Shaun in back, but there are some comeback potential chances on this track.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting that Xander used his Bill. I think he was forced out of it in that case, but the ideal situation would have been to hold it there because that gives your bagger so much information. So even if he's losing the bagging battle, he can just start chaining a knife. But it is going to be the UK bagger, Jazz, currently winning out on the shot count, or the shot battle.
UK with a top 3 right now, and they just need to hold on to that lead as much as possible. I don't know. What do you think Germany's best strategy is for this one? Like in terms of the mid spots, do they need to drop behind? And we've got someone in a mega.
No,
right
they cannot afford to drop, especially with this UK coming up. They need to start trying to cycle for blues, maybe cycle for megas. They cannot afford to drop in this case, especially with the UK winning the bagging battle.
I think, yeah, it's obviously really dependent on the shock status, right? But Germany, they don't really have.
Jazz has it.
Jazz has it. All right, yeah.
Paul tried to bill him, but misses out.
Okay, so UK confirmed to have the bolt, and of course Germany only really having one spot. Nice snipe onto someone. Did that banana get him into the bomb? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, the banana made him slip out. He dropped his trail, and then he got bombed straight after that. So takes out Luke's, but we still got Xander holding up the fort up front with Germany in 2-3 right now. So this is looking pretty good for Germany right now.
Ooh, Xander lethal with these back spam trails. 2 wide greens that Kevin predicted wrongly on, just narrowly missing out on.
Yeah, and then the tight back spam onto the Superman section, but Kevin went super wide. I like that Xander's mixing it up though, keeping it unpredictable.
It's a really good position for Germany right now.
Yeah,
this is frightening.
Oh, but the blue shell does come out. They're probably going to cancel. They have to cancel. Yeah,
cancel the blue. They have to. They need first.
Okay, 2, 3, 4. We'll see if this is anything worth for Germany. Maybe the fib snipe come in. They do have the no way. Okay, that would have been ridiculous.
Solid 10. That would have been insane. You got Flairy coming up to secure 3rd there, which kind of helps out UK massively, because otherwise Germany would have had 2, 3, 4, I think.
Yeah, that shock dodge, I'm sure happening after UK seeming not being able to hold on to it and let their teammates know, hey, we have to get a dodge for a while there.
Yeah, so the snipe attempt was good. If the fib was slightly more to the right and the UK player in first was slightly more behind, that would have landed on him clean. That was a good attempt. But yeah, what happened to the UK players? I know a couple of them got blued, but there were still, I think, the top 2 are 1-3.
Jeez.
I'm not sure what happened because Germany were 2-3-4 going into the Superman.
It was purely, I think, that the first blue, getting rid of Shaun, I think, at the end of lap 1 kind of already took one of the players out. But then you had the lap 2 segment where you had top 4. But it all kind of spiraled around that that banana snipe into the bomb was absolutely massive.
Yeah.
Lap 3 that just completely changed the tide of how that was. I think UK had the plan. Well, I don't know if Xander wanted to use the bill, like you said. I think the better option was.
He was probably forced out of it. I don't see why he would use the bill when they were top 2 in that case, because it gives your bagger a lot more information in that case. But Jazz was winning on the bagging battle anyway, so having the bill when your bagger's 10th actually makes it so that your bagger actually gets a less of a chance to get the shock, or not less of a chance, but the other bagger gets more of a chance to get it. So, yeah, I still think he was forced out of the bill regardless, though.
So I think after that point where they were top 4, they just wanted to run it at that point. But unfortunately, the Blues didn't really work out in their favor.
We're seeing some a cursed course pick, in my opinion.
You're not a fan of this one, Ira?
This is
not particularly, no. But it is. We have seen it be really good for teams in the World Cup so far, and in general, it's a great teams track.
This is a really interesting course. It's become so much more popular over the past 2 years, I want to say, because way back in the day, this track was just seen as just the anti-pick. Like, we go here. This is like a dice roll, luck of the cards kind of thing. But you can do some really cool team play strategies on this one. The cave section is especially good if you're in a team setting as well.
Yeah. And this is cute. This is a huge mega for Nico because using a mega or shrooms or anything nullifies the off-road stat so that you go a lot faster than the runners. Nico is able to get up to first, not able to get any schlags off, I don't think. Maybe connects on 1.
That avoiding that green is, whether intentional or not, it looked pretty lucky for Kevin, but so important because being first place and alone in first place with 2, 3, 4 behind you, especially on Sherbet where you're able to get items like POWs and target POW people on certain turns. It can be very lethal just being there by yourself. We'll see Kevin getting redded here, but going into lap 2.
We've got Germany with top 2 and then bottom 2 other than the baggers, I believe. So sandwiching got UK in the middle of the pack. So this is still pretty decent.
Oh, Golden here is a very good pull. Like I said, because of the off-road stat being nullified, they could potentially be top 4 going into this. Yes, they are.
Yeah, they're top 4 right now. But he's got a red, manages to crack
good red break.
Wall. Fantastic.
Oh, blue shell. You love to see that.
Not going to be too much damage unless he gets combo. Kind of gets himself in the corner near the penguin and the
connects on both. Yeah, connects on both Germany players too. That was a little bit of. Yeah, I think the blue got hit right on the really narrow spot, and first kept his line. Second didn't slow down, so I think that was the case in that situation.
Now lap 3, of course, Germany still having good amount of spots despite that, and the fib connects as well, which you have to imagine is communicated. I'm really curious to see as well the double backspin we might be seeing. Of course, the bagging battle we haven't been able to tune into as much, but shock being so important, especially when the pack is not as spread out as you'd like it to be. All of UK behind them. What can we expect going into these last turns?
Expect the shock coming in right here for UK if they have it. If not, no shock for the rest of the race.
Yeah, they need to use it now. But I don't think it's happening. You've got a top 2 break from Germany. Unless the shock comes now, it's just...
Nah, yeah, Paul's running away with the shock here.
And that's going to be, I think, a Germany shock held then. In that case, we saw stars coming in from the UK chained, but nothing doing. Crash far behind, able to dodge and maybe get something of a spot on their own right, but should be at 7-8, I think, here running up here. 7th for Germany. Oh, someone fallen off. I'm not sure who that was.
I think K got bumped off on the line.
Oh,
that's the issue with using Daisy.
The perks of being a MacBite main.
None at all, except for maybe a shortcut or two. Yeah, very, very difficult to deal with sometimes.
All in all, a really good race for Germany, considering the unfortunate circumstance of the blue shell. I'm not sure if that was a misplay or a bit of lag there, but it seemed like they had to quickly coordinate, like, I need to go wide so you don't get blued. But that section with the wall on the left, the penguin, the giant pole, it's just really hard to avoid. So the blue explosion is massive.
Score update for before that race, 162 to 143 in Germany's favor. That score, of course, will be updated after that, Germany having won it. But I wonder how much more Germany, would have won by if K hadn't gotten bumped off. I didn't quite see where it was, but either way, still unfair.
And typically, if you're a Daisy, you want to make sure you stay away from that edge. Not as far as to go really wide and lose a lot of time, but you have to make sure that you have just that little bit of leeway just in case you get bumped as a Daisy. And I think K was just trying to keep his spot. Maybe somebody was shrooming up, or maybe somebody was right next to him, on his screen, coming up with lag, but maybe got shroomed off when he was on the left. So a little unfortunate.
I really like this pick from UK because they've got a lot of the middle spots, and there you go. We're going to go straight into that one. It's fantastic of a reset because starting in first on this one isn't exactly great. This is a great one to have all of the mid spots on. I'm not sure what UK's strategy is going to be for this one, honestly, because this track can go either way. That's why it's so dynamic. You can run it. I think, was it Jaggy in a previous match? You said that if you were to play on this one, you'd go for triples.
Triples, first, 5th, 6th place. Typically, if you're Germany, though, just run top 2. K going first. I like this from K. I thought he was going to stay more, though, because Germany top 2, and maybe one of them going for a 5th or 6th place shroom. I can't see who's in the front, though. We'll have to pay attention to that in just a second.
Yeah, I'll pan over. We'll see here soon. Albeit Kevin, of course, with the one with the battle glitch. Luke, unfortunately, not. We see Luke also getting the Mega. Not sure if he decided he was forced to use that or not.
Yeah, Flairy got the favorable 4th or 5th place triple shroom chain, I think.
Yeah, Luke probably still holding on to that Mega right now. So for Kevin, has to be wary of that. But nice back right onto him to force him back. Bomb as well. I don't know if Luke still has their Mega. I think they lost it from that.
Might have lost that.
Yeah.
Flairy up top, I do believe Jay was right, but I think at this point now with the POW, probably doesn't have the shroom in first anymore, so that's good for Germany there.
Right. In order to get Flairy out, you either need 2 blues or a blue and a combo red in a spot that the red cannot break. But for now, Flairy is sitting pretty. But if you're Germany, just focus on the 2, 3, 4. If you get the shock, if there's no blue, if UK's holding it, just focus solely on getting 2-3-4.
That
no
said,
matter what.
the bagging battle, we're seeing a huge disparity in terms of position. I think I wasn't able to catch it, but we'll see soon here who is in last place. It's Germany winning the bagging battle in last place. Jazz forced to be able to go for 9th place boxes you see in the bottom right of your mini map.
Paul has it, yeah. The baggers never sit on that top part of the little roundabout unless they have it to try to avoid the runners and like stars and megas and whatnot.
Yeah. So should be a Germany shot we see coming out, and of course we won't be seeing that come out if they hold on to 2-3-4, or unless maybe they get a mega or something to maybe move up to first place a little easier. But
yeah.
Flairy is so far gone at this point. You're just fighting for 2-3-4.
It would behoove them to just hold this and then dodge up last second because they're 2-3-4 already broken away. Well, 5th it's coming up in Shrooms. That is Shaun. Shot coming in now. I think getting UK out of their dodges when they use them.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to get Nico up there from the back, which is huge because they need to get as many of those middle spots as possible. And I think it is a 2-3-4 for Germany there, and possibly 6.
Maybe 6. Yeah, I was thinking the same. I don't know who's behind, but we'll see soon what the result is. It looks like overall a pretty good result for Germany, as they've been fighting what was like a 20-something point deficit before this race. I think an 8-point deficit, and now certainly not looking like that.
Oh yeah, of 5, it was 2-3-4-5.
Wow,
fantastic performance there. That's going to push him even further into the lead.
Ooh, Nelly. All right. Yeah, we have a match on our hands, I think.
Yeah, no, I love watching races on Peach Gardens because it can go in so many different directions. I think Flairy had the race of a lifetime there, but unfortunately the rest of the UK team just got bad hands, or just, like you mentioned with Luke getting redded and then bombed. I think that was a massive
to them.
Yeah, they really needed that, because I think Luke could have possibly like sat around the cut, or like potentially aimed to squash people in his mega, or they could have coordinated. I mean, who had the shock in that one? It was Germany, wasn't it?
Germany had to be, yeah.
So, I mean, there wasn't going to be a dodge opportunity.
Yeah, Paul proving to be a very good sub so far as a bagger. We did see Jiren struggle against Genu in the match against Norway, and Germany kept it fairly close. So pretty much the X factor of that war was the shot count. And so Paul coming in as a sub and doing a decent job in the bagging so far against Jazz. Let's see if he can keep it up, because Jazz is an experienced bagger. Usually he doesn't drop 3-4 shocks in a row. Usually he bounces back and gets the shock. I've played against him a few times. Still a solid bagger. He's still one to watch out for.
What do you think of this track pick from Germany? The two of you.
2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know, honestly, but
it's a toss-up in my opinion. I think obviously it being a cannon track, you're gonna have to rely on your baggers a solid bit. Certainly able to front run it, but oftentimes I feel like drafts plays such an important role on this, and if you're able to control lightning bolt as well, it's a very front runnable track. So
even trade-off, we did see one of the UK players getting a fib off onto K, but Crash getting a snipe off after that. 2, 3, 4 for Germany going into this stretch. Flairy dropping.
Bomb might, yeah.
No.
Never mind.
Okay. I was hoping that he was going to use the lip to keep the bomb, because if he had the bomb for the bridge section, this would have been a really devastating race for the UK. But really good power use there.
Oh, Luke, he looked back a little bit for just too long and lost track of the TC slowing down there. I think gets past the TC, and now in a situation where I think Germany have top 3, and he was their sole representative up there. This could be deadly for them.
And especially with the bagging battle going on in last at the moment, if they manage to pull the lightning and set them off in the cannon, it's going to be really hard for UK to make a comeback on this one.
And I also want to talk about Paul for a second here. Paul has done a pretty notably remarkable good job for Germany coming in. I mean, we were talking about not being kind of unsure as to the status of them. Oh, nice.
Somebody fell off. Who was that fell off in 10th? I'm trying to see. That was Paul. So now it's Jazz winning on the bagging battle. Here we go.
Oh, Luke. Red's behind. Gonna play a bit crazy here, but I think get away with avoiding those reds, yeah.
Did you just see what happened to second?
Oh, never mind.
He just fell off on the bridge. I'm not sure what happened there.
The banana actually.
No way. No way.
Yeah.
On the turn where you can't avoid it. That's awesome. I mean, it's just Germany in first. You've got UK in 2. Pretty bad power here for UK there. Manages to avoid the back greens, and Germany holding on to the blue.
Yeah.
So that's fantastic for them. They've almost got first secure.
I think they're stuck with this at this point. Yeah. So this is maybe a guaranteed 8th place for Germany. Is
there may be a shock red coming in? No, because he threw that red fairly early. I thought there might have been a shock red there. Yeah. But the red broke in the green. The red broke in the green. That was the issue.
So that didn't really do much, and it gets Luke after the boxes. And really, I don't know if that shock is too great. It might have been a Germany shock considering they were holding the blue back there.
Yeah, they wanted to get rid of the blue so they could get up there. I think
this is an unbreakable pull.
Amazing mega pull.
Mega pull for him, but the golden ends out for Kevin at the same time as well. Luke is going to get a great spot up there.
2, 3, 5, 6 for UK, I think. We saw 2 of UK taking cut at the end. Yeah, so it was not too bad of a race there. No,
I think the shock was used on Germany's behalf so that they could get more of their players up front and get rid of that blue in 8th, because first has such a break anyway that if they just got rid of the blue, it was almost guaranteed. But UK pulled some pretty nasty items at that reset in front of the bridge. Like the Mega in 4th was just, I don't think you could even ask for a better item there. Nico managing to get 4th.
Wow, that saves them, yeah.
I think so, yeah, because that would have been heavily swinging in the other direction, if not. I don't know.
I think, regardless, I think at the end of this, we are no closer to figuring out who the winner of this will be after the races. Nowhere near it. And Flairy popping off. Job well done. Shaun with 16 points. It's not very characteristic of Shaun, of course, in their performances, which I think over time passing in the competitive structure right now, MKPS hasn't played too much, but still performs consistently here. And GP2 not finding that same stride, looking to recover here going into the last GP.
Yeah. Most of his opportunities up the front, unfortunately, were met with like a blue or just being like redded in the mid spots, and it's just really important to just get up there. We've been seeing so many races where like Germany have just gotten to the front and gotten a break, or UK have gotten up there and managed to hold the spot. So it's just, it all just comes down to the blue shells, is what I've been noticing. There's been quite a few.
So yeah, this war, I just want to say this war has been relatively close throughout. We see a 3-point lead for Germany going into this last GP. Now, will we find out? Is MK World Cup coming home for the UK today, or will Germany pull out a much-needed upset going into this war 0-1? If they beat United Kingdom, they'll be 1-1, keeping their hopes alive of making it onto the group stage. Of course, UK 2-0. They'll 1-0. They're going to be 1-1 if they lose, 2-0 if they win. So a lot of implications going into this. Yeah,
I mean, we see the standings on the stream right now. UK 1-0 with their win against Mexico. This one essentially in a lot of ways decides it. Who might be able to go on. So both teams, this is so important.
It's allegedly tied. I'm hearing from the chat it's actually 2-4-4 to 2-4-4.
No
it's
way.
Well, okay.
Yeah, which would make it even crazier. That just kind of resets the previous 2 GPs. It all just comes down to these final 4 races.
Let's see.
What do you think of this track pick, though? Like,
certainly front runnable. I think some teams like, I actually wasn't able to catch whose pick this was, but if you are able to get that golden shroom at the beginning, it's so vital. Once you're able to get into the top spots, such a track that you can walk down on.
You see Nikos slipping into first there. I think he pulled triple shrooms. I think he may have a shroom in first, but that is detrimental. If UK are in second, he could get redded out.
Let's hear it in chat, really. What are your guys' thoughts? Hashtag UK win or hashtag Germany win? I think we'll maybe get... I've seen a lot of UK support in chat so far, but going into Koopa Cave, it seems like UK is doing pretty good here.
I don't know about the star usage there from Kevin. I mean, of course he got back redded. He wanted to make sure he got back up to the pack, but I mean, it's still 50-50 bagging in this case, I think. I don't think either bagger has a shock, so I would like to see Kevin hold that. And I don't think UK are breaking away just yet. They are favoring in the spots.
Are you sure? Are we seeing the same? Look at the mini map here. We have like top 5.
I'm seeing a UK break, man, and we've even got people pulling shrooms in 2 and 3 to get up there. You've got a big crash.
I thought it was like 2-4 or something, or 2-3 from Germany, but it is 1-3-4, yeah, from Luke, so I stand corrected in that respect. But still, I mean, he used it lap 1 in the pipe section. Still think it would have been better to hold it.
I think Nico is the only person remaining from Germany in these top spots.
Yeah,
we saw 3 of Germany's members in bottom 4 before, and with this, Koopa Cave so often is so deceiving in the minimap, like especially around where we're approaching here with where Luke is on right now. It's so deceiving sometimes. It seems like they're kind of within striking distance, but oftentimes it doesn't really Often translate to that. Shot coming in. Red does come in, start coming. We don't get to see if it hits, but I think it's going to hit onto first place as well. Germany gets the movement to go into the triple shrooms, getting shocked in the boxes there, and we'll see if Germany's able to recover. Barely
massive power, potentially.
Yeah.
Potentially resets the situation right there. If that was a UK power, that may have been huge. Because they might have been. Yeah.
Bomb here for Kevin as well. We'll take a look, I think, soon at the battle coming up at the start here with a shroom for Luke in second, Nico in first, and UK, I think, in third as well. Can Nico get any backspin? Is Nico holding anything? What's going to happen here for them?
Looks like Nico didn't. He had a fib. Oh, he should have tried earlier, I think. He should have tried to get Luke out of that spot. Maybe he was afraid that Luke had a red and he didn't want to overcommit to dropping the fib.
Yeah, but then in that case, if you don't trail, usually the other racer will know that, hey, okay, this person doesn't have a trail, they don't have protection.
I feel like it's a tough call. Like if you just show that you have a fib, which, like, if you don't have the second item, it's not worth it because you don't know, of course, if they have a red or even shells. Like even shells hurts at that point.
Right, but it's still needed in that case, especially going into the turn, the pipe turn, like right before the set. It's such a narrow spot, and the fib has such a hitbox. So in that case, just back the fib a little wide because the runner will go wide naturally to avoid a back spam. And I think it was necessary for him to back that fib.
I'll sit in my place and disagree with you because I think, like, at that point, you're the only you're the only top representative for Team Germany. UK have 2, 3, maybe 4 behind you, and if you drop that and lose that, we saw the end result there. Of course, still getting top 3, but he couldn't have known that. I think Shroom's coming up for UK.
Yeah, I'm saying though, even if you keep the fib in your pocket, the runner in second place will likely think, okay, he's not holding anything, could be playing mind games, but I'm gonna throw this red anyway. Because keep in mind, Germany was still. UK, I'm sorry, we're still all behind him in that case, so it's not risky for him to throw the red away because he's not going to get redded himself. So I think that was the reason why I felt like Nico should have backed the fib in that case because UK were all behind, UK were all behind second place in that scenario. So throwing the red would not have been risky at all. For
interesting track selections we have. A repeat as well coming in for, I believe that's Germany.
Is Germany,
soon. If it lands on it, that could be
saved.
Oh. Yeah.
Okay.
God.
Interesting choice to go to Luigi circuit. Reset the fact that UK have 1, 2, 3. BC being voted fantastic. Do we have any players that you think in this matchup will be going for the glitch halfpipe shortcut?
K probably.
We have a Daisy. We have a Daisy in here.
Yeah, that will be Germany's K coming in for that. If
potentially Luke as well for UK though.
Without the bike.
But yeah, I think he's going to focus on blocking it though more than.
That's what I think would be the play. UK need to get up there. Probably have more players take the goodness.
Yeah. That was.
He's already going that way. Okay, so yeah, he's going to block it. I think you're right, Jaggy. The plan is absolutely just for UK to get up there.
Oh, I think he got bumped. I think. Okay, no, never mind. He's like,
no, not quite.
Yeah.
No.
Is that Shaun going for the shortcut? I'm not sure what ended up happening there, but
no. Okay, in first, as you predicted. Fantastic.
Yeah.
So that banana didn't really seem to do too much. You saw Luke cheer. So it was immediately taken out, maybe by another UK member or another Germany player.
Yeah.
The problem is you can just use a star to circumvent any kind of trap, right? Like if you're good enough at the glitch, like the star will just have you take it.
This is going to be a huge exchange in terms of the bagging situation. I think.
Sorry, quick note. We saw a POW come out. The Daisy at the top in your minimap had a significant lead. It gets cut down just after that. A great target POW coming in from them. We see Kevin forced to use the star as well from almost hitting a green. And when you're hitting a green from that far back, you'll want to catch up.
They don't really have an opportunity to hang back too far to get dodges in this one, I think, because this track is just so front run oriented. Pulls the blue, which is good and bad. I mean, K's already got a massive lead here. Assuming K doesn't have a shroom in first because they're not coordinating.
It takes a lot of guts to go for glitch in first in that case, but I mean, making it after going for such a ballsy play. I mean, golf clap to K. Now he has that breakaway again.
Yeah, nicely done on their part. Blue shell is good.
Where else is Germany in this one? So you've got UK occupying 4-5, Xander and Omega.
I
possibly.
feel like Crash has to be up there. I don't think we've seen him in it. Oh my God! How did you do that? How did you do that?
I don't know how.
Insane maneuverability.
I think maybe his Mega grew over the ramp, but even then, I don't think that's possible because the ramp is on an uphill slope, so I don't think he grew over it. I don't know how he failed that.
I don't know. The bomb comes out, the shot comes out as well. Kevin is probably going to be done here. I think that's Luke there.
If they pull Goldens at this last set, they might be able to catch up. You've got Nico and Kevin at back, but
yeah,
I think he slipped on a nana or something.
We also see Crash in third place as well, so that's
1-3-7-8.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
That Mega hold. I wonder how effective that. We didn't see the blue be effective, right? I don't think we saw that. No. Okay, cool. Yeah, just making sure. Still, that avoidance on his part is probably what gets Kevin into 7th.
They nabbed 6-7. That small point exchange is going to be all the more difference, especially after that KC race. So that definitely helps out Germany for that one.
Yeah, you would like to see a little bit better, but still, that's so important. I think just being able to get the race win there, and getting third place especially. So that being a 3-point race win again. I think the score bump before that was 285 to 264. Now, of course, changing a little bit. 314, I think, is the score change. 314 to 296. So 18 points. 18 points is all that separates these two teams.
That's still not a lot, considering we've got not one but 2 races left. Most of the front-running tracks have been removed from the play. So I'm interested to see what each team wants to go for. Haven't seen Dry Ruins yet, which I also I think that that's a very UK favourable track, as well as TF. But it looks like TF might be the pick.
It's a last-second one. Yeah.
There you go. So yeah, one of the last front-running tracks left that we haven't seen, and it's going to be taking us to TF.
Yeah.
Right.
And what is the scoreline that we have currently?
It's 314 to, I believe, 296 is the current count.
It's 264 on stream, so I was wondering because I know Germany's score wasn't updated, so still close. UK starting to separate themselves in the pack a little bit more, but in a track like TF, where the first few seconds matter, as long as Germany can get the drafts and maybe get them out of top spots early, it'll be a very front-runnable track from then. But UK still holding on to this top 2. The onus is on K to get him out somehow, but nope, K gets redded.
That's going to be K getting redded. Another red here. This could be
Luke's doing damage. Yeah, giving them the top 2 break. Ooh. Oh dear.
Okay. Going to be UK in 2-3. That's UK in first, correct? I'm not imagining.
Yeah, it's Xander, Shaun, Luke is the order. The back red from Luke trying to hit Nico, going up for the cut, but he misses, unfortunately. You got Nico very close in 4th here. It's not over by any stretch of the imagination.
Right, especially with the POW. If there's a POW that gets held all the way up until the U-turn section, it's going to be very detrimental to UK if it happens. But Flairy coming up in a build, this is even more solidified for UK.
Top 4.
Yeah,
that's top 4 for them.
Well, UK are going for the full run here. You've got Kevin with Nico and a star, Kevin with the Mega. Possible shot callage here.
If they have it, I don't think they do.
No, I don't think they do. Huge blue shell though. Fantastic call from Kevin there.
It might get the midair. It gets both of their. No, it doesn't.
No, he gets Xander right before the boost, it looked like. Yeah. But Shaun able to take the lead now.
First is spreading out a little bit, but the rest of the pack is still tightening up. But no, we see Nico is the only top spot getting out. Again, another top 3 for UK. The spots are changing, but still, all the exchanges favoring UK in the end.
The Reds hitting themselves. A little bit of a flub there on Kevin's part, not waiting long enough. The blue shell does come out. This last lap is so important for Germany. This bomb is so important for bomb. UK gets both of them, and that saves the race for Germany. I think potentially red shell for Kevin here in 2nd place. Maybe they can even latch on the 1st. Maybe another even blue shell coming out for them. Who has the shot? Power does come out. Shroomless will be able to come out for Kevin. No, they're going to play it safe. UK behind them, though. Germany able to take up into 3rd place, I think.
You got K taking up 3rd.
Nico. How does that happen?
Germany completely changing the tide of the race with Kevin's bomb snipe, just destroying the UK top 3.
That should have been it. That should have been the war. That should have been the match.
Yeah, UK had that. They had it in the clutch of their hands, but then Kevin just pulled it straight from their grasp. Incredible play.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Okay. We're still seeing it go down to race 12, though we don't know to what extent. I think it's a 2-3-4, 2-3-5. I'm not sure. but we'll see as the results.
I think it's 2, 3, 4, 5. No, Flairy doing massive work there, getting fourth, helping break that the high spots from the German side there.
Another 3-point race win. It should have been a 30-point race loss for them.
If Germany managed to turn it around in this last race, I feel like it's going to be a massive upset from what a lot of people have been predicting, and just in general how this has gone. Like,
yeah,
they've managed to pull so many races back by the skin of their teeth. It's incredible.
I think it's for me, just looking at it, it feels like mostly a massive upset, if anything, just because of the score difference. I don't think we've seen a single time that a team has come back on stream so far to be able to win it. I think these two teams generally have been probably one of the most even set matches, but for the first seed team to be this close, or sorry, Norway being the first seeded teams, but for Germany to be able to take on some of this top seeded teams in this tournament and have such a close affair, it's pretty remarkable. Yeah.
It seems that Germany want the Luigi circuit, they want the dice roll coin flip track, whereas UK want to go with the safe option of Moonview Highway, which we're going to see.
Moonview.
So
okay.
It's not over. It can still change. We've seen Germany do some absolutely nutty things to pull races back in their favour. Obviously, you've got UK are just probably going to opt for a running strategy here because this track is possibly the best running track for the Nintendos.
Last
bump.
Race, attempted bump, doesn't pan out. Germany has to do so much work here.
Yeah, they need 1, 3, 4, 6, 9 in order to win. Or top 2, 4, 7, something along those lines.
This game of chicken with backspam is just always so crucial. Xander, you saw there, not backspamming, not going tight there. Backspamming randomly there as well to try to catch the snipe!
Huge.
My goodness! Kevin comes up so big!
Massively.
He snipes one person, and the person that got sniped dropped his green. It was from the side, and that green drop hit the other UK player.
Sniped, maybe come in. No, they don't quite hit him. Doesn't connect. But either way, Germany having first place so big for them. Fib doesn't connect.
Right now.
That's a high jump, but he'll still make it. He'll still live.
That's fine.
Yep. Kevin single-handedly keeping Germany in this, and this is going to be a huge pull. He doesn't pull the Fib. I thought he might have pulled the Fib, maybe getting sniped or redded by Luke. Backs it early though. That wasn't a good spot. He's vulnerable now.
As you can see from Luke's perspective, wasn't quite in the right line.
I think Kevin. Oh, he throws away his green. I think Kevin's a little bit on a high right now after getting a couple snipes.
Meant to backspam that. Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that actually almost going in his favor though.
Where else have we got? Oh,
that Fib!
Huge!
Wow!
Oh no!
And the red! My God, Germany is the comeback happening.
Germany top 2-5 right now. I think you got UK in. Oh no!
The bomb as well. He's done. He has to be done. And in the meantime, Flairy getting hit as well. They're so far behind. Germany may be able to pull off the biggest clean comeback we've seen in a while. I think we're seeing some frame drops on Kevin's part as well. We'll have to switch over to Luke's perspective going into this last one.
That was a huge mistake from Luke. Of course, he's trying to...
Is there a DC? No.
There was a funky that fell off on the bridge right there. Luke literally gained position from that, so I'm not entirely sure who that was.
Okay, first up blued. I think Luke... switch over to Luke. I think he might have gotten blued. Switch over to Kevin, I think.
No, Kevin's stream is gone.
Unfortunately. Yeah, it's off. I think that... I don't know.
I don't know.
This is going to be it.
I don't know.
So they need to win by 15 to bring this back. So
that's 38 to 23. Germany needs to reach 38 points.
Was it top 278 you said, Jaggy? Was it?
Yeah, I'm not sure because I thought I saw Kevin getting blued in the minimap. I'm not sure what happened, but it's still, I think, a very good race for Germany. I think the biggest factor, of course, was the snipe coming in lap 1 from Kevin. But
Kevin DC
also,
apparently.
Yeah, Kevin DC'd in first. That's not good.
No. 10-37. They lose by 1 point. They lose by 2 points. They lose by 2 points. I think. It's 37 to 24. If that's the case, they lose by two points. No way.
Oh no.
That would have been the biggest comeback we've seen ever. But if the score stands corrected, UK literally wins by 2 points.
That play from Kevin though, with Luke at the start of lap 3 to just turn the tides over and get Germany up there was just such a smart move.
It was everything was going right for them. We thought they had it. They had so much going in their favor, but in the end, it's not going to be a tie. It's 365 to 367. The refs will want to make sure that those scores are counted proper, but.
You know, I was gonna say that if Germany had won that, I think the biggest factor, most certainly, was Kevin. And I was gonna mention going into lap 2, Luke was trying to hop to the side to avoid a potential fib, but then Kevin actually backs the fib wide on the left, and he actually hopped directly into that and got combo redded. So top 3 going in for Germany lap 2. I'm not sure what happened to them later on in the race, but I mean, it's set up for a very good comeback, but UK just barely sneaking it out.
No, yeah, that was almost